Coming out on the deck here at this historic natatorium, Michael Phelps in the field for the A final of the men's 200 meters. The world and American record holder is indeed Michael Phelps at 1:51.51. And we were talking to Michael earlier. He said it's so wonderful to come back to this facility because it was here all the way back in 2000 as a 15-year-old that it was truly his first big test when he qualified for the 2000 Olympic Games in Sydney.
It all started off right here in Indianapolis for Michael Phelps, and when he was talking to us, he said, you know, his mom was coming to the meet, his sister Hillary is here, because they kind of wanted to go on this kind of farewell tour with him. Even though we still got a long way to go, we got a lot of Michael Phelps the next year and a half. This might be the last time he swims in Indianapolis.
Well, then he made that point. The first big appearance, and this may be his last race at the Indiana University Natatorium. 16 Olympic medals overall, 14 gold, the world record holder and reigning Olympic champion Michael Phelps in lane 1. Peng, second to Phelps in the 2007 World Championships in this 200-meter fly, a finalist in Beijing. From Brazil, Kaio Almeida. Ernestas Arampatsis in lane 3, competes and represents Greece internationally and swims for the Crimson Tide at Alabama. Fastest time in the world this year, Laszlo Shea from Hungary, but well above Michael Phelps's world record time of 1:51.1. Tyler Clary will be in lane 5, fifth at the World Championships in 2009, and has made another World Championship team. Those are coming up in Shanghai in just a couple of months' time. Tom Kramer out of Peak Swimming will be in lane 6. He has swum 2:01.66. Israel Duran from Mexico will be in lane 7. And at the top of the pool, Davis Tarwater out of Swim-Mac, Carolina.
I'd like to beat Tom Kramer, 16 years old, one of his first big meets.
Take care, Mark.
Swimming in there with the greatest swimmer in history. Now, when you talked about Michael, you know, this race is the one race that he has owned during his career. You know, he's faltered in other races, but the confidence runs through him so much, Paul, in this race. Everyone knows they're swimming for second. And I think that gives him even more power and even more confidence. It's sort of like his very own mac and cheese.
Phelps will turn first, but closely Kaio Almeida from Brazil down in lane 2, keeping pace at least to some degree.
And that's a good point you make. There's some really good swimmers here, Paul. I mean, really good. Tyler Clary's been 1:53. Almeida's been 1:53. Really good swimmers, but there's just no way they're going to beat Michael Phelps in this, his best race. Look at that underneath. Great power he uses, great body position, rides along right along the surface of the water. He breathes every stroke. Watch him when he comes up the wall. Watch his stroke. He breathes every stroke, and that's okay as long as it's low and quick, and that's what he does.
Phelps with the first 100 at 54.50.
You see Almeida down there below. Like I said, no slouch whatsoever. He's been 1:53.9. That is a very fast time. In fact, he was ranked in the top 10 in the world before, and so he's going to be a factor, and Phelps will be able to see him. Trust me, he'll know exactly where he's at. And he breathes to his right. You notice he breathed to his right, so he knows exactly where he's at with Almeida down there below.
Almeida certainly making a race of it, and Almeida from Brazil breathing to his right. He's got Michael Phelps in his sights, but Phelps can feel him. Michael Phelps in the middle of the pool in lane 4, pulling out to a lead but being pushed by Kaio Almeida, the Brazilian in lane 2, almost pulling even with Phelps. Phelps getting pushed his last race in this building. Almeida looking over at Phelps. Phelps is going to touch first, but what a marvelous swim. Michael Phelps wins it in a time of 1:55.34, but Kaio Almeida from Brazil, who was a finalist with Michael Phelps in Beijing, certainly made the Olympic champion swim for it. Looking down at Almeida saying, boy, you made me work my last time in this pool.
Yeah, what are you doing over there, you punk kid? What are you making me work so hard for? I guarantee you, he saw him. I'm going to ask him that question. Did he see him at the 150, and did that make a difference? That one hurt. I have a feeling that one hurt.
That's 50.
You know, his start has become much better, although he was not quick off the blocks here. He was actually the last one off the blocks. His reaction time has gotten better over the years, but he was not quick on the reaction time. Once he enters the water, though, that's where he is so good. He keeps that head down, and that uses that great undulation, that great hip to really beautifully build into that first stroke. But watch this last turn. Watch what he does. He breathes to his right. That's where he got the quick view of Almeida down below. And Almeida just did such a super job in staying with Phelps the entire way. About a half second, though, Phelps gets it.
And also in a time, as we mentioned, of 1:55.34 by almost 2 full seconds. Again, the fastest time in the world. There it is, Almeida, a marvelous swim, but he could not quite overtake Michael Phelps. Peng will finish in third, part of this distinguished international field. So 3 events for Michael Phelps, 100 and 200 meter butterfly, 200 meter freestyle, each and every event a fastest time in the world so far this year. A brief visit with his longtime coach Bob Bowman, and we're going to get a word with Michael Phelps. And Michael, thank you so much for joining us once again. Paul Sunderland back with Rowdy Gaines. Your final swim in this building, when we spoke earlier, you knew it was a special moment. That was a special race. You really had to push it there at the end.
You're not kidding. The last 50 hurt a little bit, so you know, still it's less than a second. I guess about a second off what I went last summer. So you know, I knew coming into this meet that, you know, obviously things weren't where they wanted, where they should be or could be, but you know, I know I'm making steps in the right direction, like I said last night, and you know, these races are just giving me an opportunity to really come in and see where we stand, and we're a little off, but heading in the right direction, and you know, I wanted to come in and try to have some top times in the world, and so far we've been able to be successful.
Michael, do you get a little nostalgic knowing this could be the last time you swim in this pool?
It's tough to think about. You know, I guess it all started 11 years ago in this pool, and you know, you can say a lot's happened in those 11 years. And you know, I remember still to this day when I made the team, and my sister was the first person to come over and hug me after the 200 fly. So, you know, there have been a lot of memories, and you know, I know looking up at my mom, we've had a lot of great moments here.
Well, congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, Rowdy.
Michael, thank you for your time. A marvelous weekend in Indianapolis. 3 events, winning all 3, but also the fastest times in the world. And to say that a little has happened in the last 11 years in the life of Michael Phelps, what an understatement.
Presenting the awards this evening, Vice President of FINA and former President of USA Swimming. Please welcome Dale Newberger. Third place finisher from Club Wolverine, Peng Wu. Second place finisher from Rio, Brazil, Kaio Almeida. And your Indy Grand Prix champion with a final time of 1:55.34 from North Baltimore Aquatic Club, Michael Phelps. Congratulations to Michael and all the top performers in the men's 200 meter butterfly.